the players are ready though, so we can actually head down to the feature match here.
Okay, let's...
Game screen?
Let's go, look at that.
Oh, and there's a Yorion revealed.
Alright.
That's how he has so much jank in the deck. It is because he has a Yorion to fit it all in.
One Prismatic Omen in the mix.
Yeah, that's so you can walk it for it.
That's true. And
So
once
you walk it for it on 5 mana, and then on 6 you bring to life Escape Shift and they die.
That's true, and you deal like infinite damage, like 36 or something like that.
Yeah.
With Prismatic Omen in play.
Well,
Even more, because you get 4 Valakut.
He has,
I don't
think
know.
he has 4 Valak on this list, yeah.
That's so much damage.
Yeah.
That doesn't even count. Okay, Jonas Himanen. Let's see who's on the play.
I believe that is 288 damage.
Okay.
Yeah, it's quick math.
Alright. Scalding Tarn, one of the many red fetches. As your goal is, to go get, any shelter ticket, sacred stomping ground.
If we're going to get some red-green land early on, you really want to develop just mono mountains in the Titanshift deck. And here we see something that looks a lot like an amulet start. Boseiju Bird Racer into Valakut. But that's this Yorion.
Yeah, 4 Abura Grazer in his list, too.
Oh, he's really all in on ramping. Walkgate is also a ramp spell, by the way. You can find Valakut with that one.
Yeah, that's a pretty common play, I think.
Except the Valakut in play now makes it so you can't cast Walkgate on turn 2.
Yeah, Valakut is for sure a red land, and Wargate is a banned card, so
that doesn't
can do that. You have Dryad of the Elysian Grove that fixes for your lands, but anyway, pretty strong start. The Grazer definitely equalizes the play draw difference.
We got the Sheltered Thicket being fetched up here. Oh, Basic Forest though, that will not be great for the Valakut development, but here is good old Sakura Tribe Elder. I do love this card.
Yeah, both players are basically trying to rush as fast as they can towards 7 lands. It's gonna be important to stay above 18 life. Ooh, look at that.
Prismatic Omen already with the Valakut. Oh, and the Valakut player has to read Prismatic Omen. It is not. It came out after. It's like, second Valakut here. That is dangerous. There could be a lot of damage coming from these. And also, now, the Valakuts tap for mana for Walkgate.
One of Prismatic Omen is gonna make so that Christian doesn't need 7 lands anymore to kill with Escape Shift or Bring to Light. He only needs 6.
Yeah, because the Valakut itself counts as a mountain. So, and it will also, whenever Valakut enters the battlefield, freeway Escape Shift, for instance, it will also count as a mountain coming into play. So that's why it is just tons and tons of damage if you Escape Shift with 6 lands in play and a Prismatic Omen.
Prismatic Omen was the OG Dryad Elysian.
Yeah, exactly. It has fallen out of favor. So we see, you want to see a sacrificing Sakura Tribe Elder. Normally you would want to try and attack with it to bring your opponent down to 18, the magic life total, but since there are Baller Grazers in the way, that doesn't happen.
This is a typical play that is wish for, I assume, what's going to be a Valakut?
Yeah, Deckless plays 3 Valakut main, 1 sideboard, so that you can wish for the extra copy of Valakut.
So that you never miss a land drop.
Yeah, exactly. It's real nice that you upgraded your Escape Shift into Wish, because that means that instead of having a card that's only good when you have 7 mana, it actually can also be a land drop if you need it to be.
And now very nice that Prismatic Omen fixes the mana for
very important. This 4-color deck here with a bunch of monocolored lands in play, but now Expressive Iteration probably gets another land drop and some other stuff.
Yeah, can get a Wargate in hand. It's pretty weird that Christian has in hand Ren and 6 and no fetches in the graveyard, which is definitely a possibility. Ren and 6 is a super powerful card, one of the strongest card in Modern, but of course, whenever you don't have the fetch going on, it's not. It doesn't do much.
Yeah, it's not nearly as good for sure. So you're probably hoping to find a fetch off that Expressive Iteration,
but didn't find it.
He did not find it. He found Stomping Grounds, Wargate, and Dryad.
Yeah.
So he's probably going to exile the Stomping Ground, I would assume.
Yeah, I'm looking if there's anything that you can Wargate to disrupt the opponent plan, but there's no.
Yeah, I mean, he might just Wargate for Valakut next turn, the third one, because that ends up being 9 damage to the face.
Yep. I am, I don't believe there's anything that can disrupt the plan, so I think it's just going to be a race, a fast race to whoever reaches the deadly Escape Shift first, and Christian looks a little bit ahead because of both the Grazer and the Omen.
Yeah, the Omen here is really MVP.
Yeah.
That's so nice to see.
Yeah, especially with the Omen in play, I don't think you need the Dryad at all. I guess Dryad ramps you 1 mana if Christian has 2 additional land drop for the next turn. Alright, looks like we have come up with a decision on the iteration. Iteration super strong card. Super weird to see iteration cast off of only red-green lands, but that is the four-color, the magic of the four-color decks.
This Omen is just like pulling like so much weight in all different directions here.
Yeah.
It really looks like he's playing, a red-green Valakut deck, like looking at the cards in play. But then you see the Yorion and you see the Expressive Iteration in the graveyard, and it's like, that is not what's actually going on.
So Christian decided not to take, this is important choice, he decided not to take 2 damage to play Bren, because staying on above 18 life, it's crucial to not die to a 7 mana Wish for Scapeshift.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. So that is really important. Oh, but now there's a Dryad coming into play. So now Jonas's Valakuts are also supercharged, but he does not have the Rem spell here, so he can't get Valakut
and doesn't have
now.
And doesn't have a land as well. He could have played Dryad into 2 lands.
So I wonder if we will indeed see like 2 landers being developed here, or maybe Wargate for a land, and they use the Prismatic Omen Valakut interaction to just kill the Dryad.
The hand looks like a little bit clunky. I see 2 more Dryad. Honestly, I've played the red-green Titanshift in one of my YouTube videos, and I noticed that the Dryad wasn't... I don't know, I haven't been impressed by the card, especially in a situation like this when you draw multiple Dryads. It's both not a ramp spell and doesn't kill the
It's actually something you pretty commonly bought out in the Valakut deck for that reason.
I'm just wondering if you're not supposed to play 4.
That's very possible.
Yeah,
I've definitely played less than 4 in the past.
Okay.
So we're gonna see a Wargate here. So he actually can get a fetch land if he wants to. So that he can enable his Renin 7, Renin 6.
Is the permanent tapped or untapped?
I believe it's untapped.
Okay.
But I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, I think it's untapped because of the Lotus Bloom combo.
That's true, yeah, it has to be untapped.
So he's going to be able to take, like, I don't know, a fetch land and go grab any basic. Let's see the basic situation for Christian. He plays 1 plains, he plays 1 swamp, 1 forest, 1 island. Okay, so you can just save the life there. Oh, actually, a lot of forest and island.
Oh yeah, 2 forests, yeah.
2 forests and there's no covered, so a lot of basics.
Right. True, he also has a split between snow covered and normal.
Yeah,
so he is indeed going to find a fetch land, which he will shuffle right now, even though he's probably going to fetch right away.
Yeah, maybe he can just play Bren and not return any land. I don't know. Because he wants to hold the fetch land for when he has 6 lands with the Valakut. Because you can just tap the fetch land for mana.
Yeah. So he goes down a land drop this way. But yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, he just wants to tap it for mana. So he's going to play this, and then the triggers will shoot down the Dryad.
Yeah, very important that he didn't make a land for the turn.
He doesn't even need to play Ren right now. He just keeps it up so that he can kill a Titan if he needs to.
Very important.
Yeah, very heads-up play from Hiving there.
Yeah, he decided to give up on the 3rd Valakut in order to shoot the possible Primeval Titan.
Do watch how carefully these players are with their life total, right? Like, Jonas is not fetching his 2nd fetch line, like Hiving is still at 20. Like, these players do not want to go to 18. But I think Jonas does not have a choice anymore. He has to crack these fetch lands.
Yeah, Jonas, I think at this point can easily go down to 18.
Is he has another
That's
Dryad
another
here?
Dryad. Oh,
It's a wish. Huh. What do we wish for? Does she have Alpine Moon in sideboard?
No, it does not.
Yeah.
He can get Nature's Claim.
Nature's Claim to kill the Prismatic Omen. That might not be too bad. Yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do. That will, however, give Christian a little bit more life to work with, and Christian also has the Dryad in his hand anyway, so he doesn't actually care.
So now I saw in hand Christian a Bring to Light. So all Christian needs to do is a land drop. I think he actually wins next turn because he's going Brandon 6, return a land. And that's 7 lands in play.
Yeah, but look at Jonas's life total.
Yeah, but he's gonna shoot now with the
Right, he's going to shoot now with the fetch land. You're absolutely right.
I think that Christian has the win here. In fact, you can see how quickly he's shuffling.
Yeah, he knows it's coming, yeah.
Yeah, the opponent, Jonas, is not playing any counter spell or honestly just interaction at all.
That's the, the disadvantage of being the Titan player in this matchup is that the Titan player does not have, the interaction like the other version does with remands and counter spells and whatnot.
Yep. So now he's playing so quickly there because he sees the line, I think.
Yeah, well, you'd think so, yeah. He might just make absolutely sure that this can't go wrong, but it probably can't. So he's at a really high life total, so he can just play the Ren here. He can. Oh, wait. Yeah. He has to make sure that the life. He no longer has a prismatic omen, so he has to make sure the mana actually works out.
Yeah, he only needs 4 color, and he has.
That's true. Yeah. So it's pretty hard to actually miss, and he has. So he's just going to show that he has the Bring to
yeah,
Life right
shortcutting,
away.
probably announcing I'm gonna get this basic and I'm gonna get that Valakut.
Yeah, so what's going to happen here? He's going to Bring to Light for...
Escape shift.
And then...
And then grab, just sacrifice 6 lands, keep only the Valakut, get any of your 6 mountains, which you have plenty of as you're playing an 80 card deck.
That's
So
true, actually. That's a
you're-
big advantage of being Yorion.
Yeah, and finally,
And then it'll come into play and deal 18 damage to...
Yeah. yeah, because every Valakut sees each other. So that's it. Christian plays 2 copies of Escape Shift, which is relevant because sometimes you draw your Escape Shift and your opponent like thought sees it or things like that. And then having a second one is of course nice, and it's not a dead card. Like it's not a second.
No, I mean it is his game plan, right? It's actually more surprising that he isn't playing 4, but he is relying so hard on the Bring to Light being his Escape Shifts.
Yeah.
And that also means he gets flexibility, so that if he doesn't need to Escape Shift in a game, or if it's not a viable game plan, he can just do something else.
Yep.
Right.
All right, we see behind us the rest of the tournament.
Yeah,
They
here.
are competing in the 10K Malmö tournament, 212 people. So you're gonna show you 8 rounds today.
Mhm.
Me, Simon, and Andreas. And now the players are sideboarding. Do you see anything that comes up? So I see a very important card in Christian's sideboard, and that is Unmoored Ego is a cranial extraction effect that can name any card that is non-basic land. So it can even name Valakut. But the Titanshift player now, with the adoption of Wish, keeps the 4th Valakut in the sideboard, so can play around the Unmoored Ego.
Actually possible to win through the Unmoored Ego. Another way to win through Unmoored Ego is just to play a Valakut send one, and then they can't Unmoored Ego that one.
That's
So
true.
it's actually a little bit dangerous. It definitely is coming in, but I wonder if it's going to name Wish a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Or maybe from Evil Titan.
Another interesting sideboard card that Christian has is 4 copies of Mystical Dispute. And Mystical Dispute is pretty relevant against the plan of 7 mana Wish for Escape Shift to use your whole mana. So the 3 mana bad mana leak can actually do a great job here.
Yeah, but otherwise, looking at this sideboard here, actually, like, not much is happening for either player. There's a bunch of challenges, endurances, relics, like, these hate cards that don't actually line up well. Maybe Jonas will bought in Veil of Summer, because he's expecting a bunch of counter spells.
I mean, of course, we see the list in front of us, we see a remand and Mystical Dispute, but...
There, yeah, exactly.
Jonas
The Veils
doesn't
are
know
probably
that.
not going to be very good, but Jonas doesn't know that. He doesn't
Yeah.
know exactly how Bing's list is. Like,
Yeah.
he knows there's a bunch of weird cards in there, like Walkade and so on, but
Yeah.
it's...
There's actually a very important card in the sideboard. That's Crumble to Dust.
Right.
Crumble to Dust.
Yes.
The original.
Yeah, so that, yes, it's very interesting, right? Is that Crumble to Dust, like, exiles a land in play. So, like, if you want to play around Unmoored Ego, you play the Valakut as soon as possible. If you want to play around Crumble, you hold it as much as possible.
Yeah, that's the classic bring to light, just a bring to light game plan of just having a one of every things that you might need. In the same way, Jonas has 4 Wish in the main deck to have in the sideboard everything you need. So that's the 2 side. Although having an Alpine Moon would have been very good for Jonas in
Yeah,
game
usually
1.
I should play one Alpine Moon in these sideboards, but Jonas chose to cut it,
Actually-
expecting not much mirror matches.
No, the winner, the
Oh?
Mox winner didn't have Alpine Moon.
Ah, right.
That was one of the things that I noticed when I made my video on for YouTube is that it's kind of a not that many Wish card in the sideboard. It's just to keep on having Chalice of the Void, Veil of Summer, and things like that, relics. So
Yeah, it makes sense.
similarly to Crown the Great Creator, you have to decide whether you want to go all in on a sideboard toolbox or just have a real sideboard, basically.
Did the players disappear? Oh, okay, they're right back here. They're just shuffling both like off this table. So I was like, wait, what happened?
Yeah, we can't really see outside of the playmats,
So we have a very limited scope here.
Yeah. Okay, looks like it's time to go
All right,
back to the
actually-
game.
Sounds good.
Let's go.
Oh, let's
saw-
get some more Wargate Prismatic Omen
Yeah.
action here.
7 cards. Ooh, I see the Utopia Sprawl up there. A very nice way to start. Although, kind of awkward because your goal is to ramp up with lands.
How many Utopia Sprawls are Christian playing?
1.
Just one Utopia Sprawl, you know?
Yeah.
You're not searching for it ever. Oh, wait, maybe you're walking for it sometimes.
You can, for
Wait,
sure. Yeah, I mean,
It's just worse than getting a land, though,
yeah,
right?
it's worse than getting a land.
Okay, so
That
that's
is
probably
true.
doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just there. He's just like figured that like 4 Gracers is not enough for 1 mana
Yeah,
ramp.
yeah. The fifth, Utopia
He's
Sprawl.
not playing any 2 mana ramp anyway, because he's planning to like interact on turn 2 or like play Ren and 7, Ren and 6.
Yep.
Does he have that card actually?
We see, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
Oh, yeah, we saw it last game as well.
There's Jonas goes immediately on 17 and suspends a search for tomorrow.
Ooh, is this Utopia Sprawl going to lead to turn 2 to Fairy, which was shot off that suspend?
That would be brutal if that happens.
But he is indeed going to play it, and
Yeah,
maybe he's going to
Four Teferi Time Raveler in Christian main deck.
yeah, he's playing the same like package that the 4-color unmatched decks are doing with like 4 Ren and 6, 4 Teferi. I'll say that so much, but they can't see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the Utopia Sprawl is naming. Looks like he wrote red on his paper, meaning that he's shutting off the ability to play Teferi on turn 2.
That's true. Yeah.
I played 4-color Vivian a couple of times, and I made sure to never do this color sequencing.
Yeah, unless he really needs to, which I assume he does for whatever reason.
Yeah, because going up on 18 life is important. Although
He doesn't actually have that many red spells though, but I assume he's trying to like play Ren next turn and then just get back the land. So that's why he's naming red with this one.
yeah, ran the top land maybe.
Right, but we see an Explore there, so Jonas is like developing his game plan. He has 5 mana next turn.
Yeah.
What did he draw?
Jonas is ramping so fast.
Yeah,
Like, he's on 5 lands for turn 3.
definitely. So looking good for maybe a turn 4
Turn
Scapeshift
four-
kill,
turn
maybe at
four
least turn
kill.
4 Titan.
Yeah, turn 4 kill can happen, and that's something. There's 4 copies of Remand. We mentioned the 4 copies of Mystical Dispute, but
And he has a Spirited Hand, I believe. So he's just passing here.
he has Dispute. You said?
I saw a blue card and maybe it's Remand, but
Yeah. Remand on Search for Tomorrow definitely annoying as.
true. Yeah, maybe he's just lining that
uh,
up. That actually makes a ton of sense.
You waited all these turns. All right, fetch end of turn.
Oh, no, he
looks
just lets
like
that happen.
looks like they're resolving.
But I wonder what you're musical disputing then.
Again, the goal of the Jonas deck is to go Wish for Scapeshift.
Yeah, exactly. So like dispute seems really good next turn.
Yeah.
But not necessarily this turn. So
Yeah.
maybe Christian has something else up his sleeve. He's trying to do because you can actually let your guard down this turn.
Yeah. He's
Rubbing his hands.
rubbing his hands and 2 mana for more
Oh,
rump spell, I'm assuming.
With not playing the land first, that does run straight into the dispute. I believe I'm pretty sure that is a dispute.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
There it is.
And-
Do you know, Simon, the Mystical Dispute was my preview card in Infernal Drain.
I did not know. But
That's
that is so nice that you got
that's-
such a cool card.
that's very
also, the very sheepishly play my land after getting mana leaked.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting with Ren because it's the correct place to not play the land, right? Because you don't want to give the opponent the info. But yeah.
I mean, you play a red-green deck, you don't expect Mystical
exactly,
Dispute.
like nobody plays mana league.
Alright, 1 green mana in pool and casting the Expressive Iteration.
Oh, he finds the Prismatic Omen. which
Once
he can
again,
can cast off
he can
like green
cast
mana.
off of the planes. Yeah.
That's pretty nice.
It is. Again, obviously, Utopia Sprawl, very good card. I mean, mana ramp, 1 mana elf that you can kill. But again, a little bit weird with a Scapeshift kill. Or even Valakut kill, because your goal is to reach 6 or 7 lands, and that mana ramp is different than a Farseek or a Search for Tomorrow mana ramp.
Yes,
So-
that's for sure. It definitely does look a bit odd, but... Wait, did he put the cards upside down in his deck?
I think he put a land upside down.
Alright,
Yeah.
a little bit figure out. And yeah, indeed, he does play the Omen there. So that's a very strong turn.
I mean,
Consideration, just getting
but
you raw cardboard.
Jonas is on the play, and he ramped so much.
Ooh, so Hyping made sure to like stay at above 18 life, but now this bolt here is going to put him in range of Scapeshift, which is not available this turn though.
Yeah, can go for
'Cause-
Titan, but you can see how Christian, when he went forest for Utopia Sprawl for red, he decided I'm giving up the opportunity to cast a 2/2 Teferi, but at the same time I don't have a Teferi in my hand. I play 80 card.
Yeah.
It's unlikely that I draw a Teferi. I'd rather just make sure that I stay above 18 life.
Yeah, that's for sure. And as you can see, like his basics are lining up perfectly with this Utopia Sprawl right now.
A little bit strange to see Teferi lineable post sideboard, I have to say. Doesn't
Well,
really
there
kill
aren't
much.
many things to board in anyway, and putting the opponent to 3 less life definitely matters.
Yeah, I mean, you could have brought in a couple of relics and...
Just a cycle, maybe.
couple
Probably,
of summer, I guess.
it disrupt the Renan 6.
Yeah, I've been playing Renan 6 a lot, and I have to say that Relic and a License Hearse definitely hurt the Renan 6, because those 4-color deck heavily rely on just... Okay, you look at the...
Yeah, typing the fetch land for mana because
Yeah.
of the Omen. Might as well.
returning... so kind of flooded here. This turn wasn't amazing for
Just
Christian.
cycle a land and just returning it. Super value here. We also, by the way, worth noting, Jonas didn't do anything. Just played a tap land for his turn. I assume he has the Titan.
I mean,
or
he could...
the Wish,
yeah,
but not an untap land.
It could kill this turn. It could already kill. Any land into Wish, it's game over.
Yes, exactly. Or maybe it's just gonna be Titan, but here we see the real nice Dwarven Mine. Nice fetchable tech here that's good at pressuring the Planeswalkers, honestly.
All right. Somebody in the chat is pointing out a very important thing that we might not have access to. Is that Christian maybe sideboarded out to Fairy. So that's why he went for such a safe forest
that
into
also
Utopia
makes sense.
Sprawl.
Yeah, that probably makes sense, because he's going to be on the draw. Then maybe on the play they're better, because they're going to interact with the search for tomorrow.
Yep. Ooh, there it is.
There it is, Titan, yeah. So actually, the token went just for the face. Oh, that might be because he has a land lined up for this turn, right? He's going to get Valakut and a mountain here, deal 6, and then play a land, deal 6 more.
That's clean.
So that 1 damage from the Dwarven Mine there? Super important. And the
six
bolt as well.
And the 6
Yeah.
damage from the bolts. Because he casted 2 bolts this game. So
Oh yeah, he cast 2 bolts, yeah. So like, Christian, like, being so careful with his life total? No, he's still just going to get burned out here.
6, and does he have a
And,
land? Let's see, because he hasn't made a land drop yet.
Yeah, he's going to shuffle first thoroughly, though. maybe he does not have a land.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you would have revealed it, but he might also just just suspend Christian in this.
Yeah, so you see, there's very many ways you can play Titan. You can play Valakut these days.
He does not have the land. Yeah.
You can play Red Green. You can play Bring to Light, and you can play Amulet Titan.
Which might be a little bit foreshadowing for backup feature.
Very nice. Yeah, in Modern, just a classic, a very powerful card. Valakut was banned at some point in Modern.
It was, yeah.
And there's 3 different ways that you can play it.
It's nice.
Is there any answer that Christian has to a 6/6 Titan? No Solitude in his deck.
He has a Supreme Verdict. And Tybalt.
All right, we see that he doesn't have it in hand.
It also, like, you have to answer the Titan and then also the Valakuts.
Yeah.
And that's fun. Again, he's like so far behind at that point, and he does not have the mana to win the game. Utopia Sprawl doesn't count as a land.
Yeah.
It's
Jonas just went so fast. He went turn 1 Search, turn 2 Explore, turn 4 Titan, and yeah, I mean, it's all about the speed in these matchups where, sure, there's some interaction and we have Remand and Dispute, but it's mostly going to be who's the fastest. And being on the play is a nice
yes.
is a nice bump. But
Yeah, for sure. So that's really going to put the onus back on Hiving to... He's going to come out ahead, and he has the interaction. Now, Jonas knows about the Mystical Disputes, but he's also on the draw, so it's very possible he can't really do much about them anyway.
Yeah, Mystical Dispute is a 3 mana leak. I think it's still gonna be good in this matchup. Might be that if Christian didn't counter the Renan 6, he had a Dispute for Teferi, but at the same time, he had Valakut in play, and Renan 6 just, of course, like fuels the land for Valakut anyway. So there's that. But the players are just finalizing the Game 3 configuration.
Yeah, I do wonder, like, even if Teferis would bought it out for Game 2, if they're coming in for Game 3. As I said, they're much better on the play because of the interaction against Search tomorrow.
Yep. Alright, back to the game. Here we go. 4-color is on the play. Okay. We see some Abundant Growth.
Oh, right, they're also in this deck list. They're hiding among the lands, it seems like.
4 Abundant Growth up there.
That makes sense. That's how you fix your mana.
Also,
And
it's
also the work with Yorion, yeah.
the work with Jordan, but it's not really about this matchup. this matchup is about speed. Yorion
Yes,
is for
it is.
the slower matchup.
That is true. Yorion probably not gonna get put into hands as
Yeah, that's
match. Or at least
definitely-
not gonna get played.
One of the flaws of Yorion card in general is that it's a great card, but it's relevant only in the slower match, and that means that whenever you're against a fast match, you're just making your deck worse because you have, less likely to draw your sideboard and
Yeah,
just
and you're gonna like
worse
spend mana
waste.
developing things that you can blink, like the abundant growth.
Exactly.
So on.
So
All right, so here we see the Searcher tomorrow coming down. Noteworthy that Christian has a very damage light hand here. Oh, with the prismatic omen once again.
The one
every
omen.
time.
Yeah.
Every time.
I mean, it's not like too good, so that's okay.
That's
I
true.
wouldn't
That is true.
mind.
I mean, it's like a Dryad anyway, right? But
I mean, Dry ramps you. That card is
Dryad
card disadvantage.
is definitely better. Yeah.
I mean, also, it's card disadvantage, meaning that it's a permanent that you played and doesn't have a impact right now. Although when he's going to be casting Scapeshift on 6 lands, that's gonna have a huge impact.
Exactly that. Then it's going to count as a basically as an extra land, right?
Yeah,
in that
exactly.
case, or even better.
Yeah, and also just, I mean, now there's abundant growth to fix
Also-
mana, but
Worth noting here that like Jonas like really careful with his life total last game. Realize now here he has 2 fetch lands. There's no reason to play safe with your life total. Just go and get that stomping ground and just
yeah.
make sure your mana actually works out.
Also, you as a Titanshift player know that starting with a basic forest is terrible. Like
Yeah.
you only want to do that against like Blood Moon decks or things like that.
Or any damage actually matters because usually with the Titan it doesn't actually matter if you have 1 forest in play.
Yeah, but it's just natural Valakut draw.
But it is true. It does hurt your natural Valakut draws.
Okay, a lot of dice floating around. You don't want to miss things. We're not on Magic Online. If you forget your trigger, you forgot it.
All right, so these abundant growers don't actually, they're just 1 mana cycle, don't affect anything. Just the prismatic omen is
Yeah, they're
fixing everything.
Arkham's Astrolabe.
Well, I mean, yeah, except Arkham's Astrolabe also fixes, and the omen is doing all the fixing for it.
Yeah, I know.
But it's true, it is Arkham's Astrolabe.
Yeah, I mean, banned in
Incredible
modern.
card. Yeah, why isn't the abundant growth banned? You know, it like,
Why is Arkham's Astrolabe banned?
has
maybe?
multiple
We should-
PC tabates. It's a great card.
Which card?
The abundant growth.
Oh, as PT base?
Yeah, in Innistrad block constructed.
I don't remember about those. Okay. I don't see very much of Christian Anna. I only see a Renan 6 that could be cast this turn. But once again, Renan 6 is more about the value, and this matchup doesn't look like that. Like, Jonas with double ramp spell is gonna just...
He's going to be
So
real fast
fast.
this game. We might end up seeing, again, like the core tribal not being sacrificed, and maybe just getting in for damage there. Just getting in like the 1 or 2 points of chip damage could definitely matter.
Yeah, there's no real reason to sacrifice it unless you have to tap, spend the whole mana, which is gonna be a lot, 5 mana. Okay, see some things happening. Is this another abundant growth?
Yeah, I mean, there's just spinning your wheels.
Could be.
No? That's not looking good for Hybing if that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Well, Jonas is just ramping out. Oh, okay, that is a
Very
ramp spell.
important.
Yeah, there we go.
Very important here. Does he have a land for turn? That is nice. Okay. All right. It's
All right,
gonna
so
be...
he's just going to sacrifice again. The Arboreal Grazer makes any plans of attacking with the tribal. They're just like not something
Yeah.
you want to do.
So
Might
this-
as well just get 2 lands.
Yeah,
he's going
now-
to get a forest as well because
we
he might need double green.
we're shortcutting here. Double the basically end of turn Sakura, untap, and search for
Yeah,
tomorrow.
because you're not going to draw a card in between.
Yeah.
So even though it is like 1 in the end step and 1 in your upkeep, you might as well just do them both at the same time.
It's important in Paper Magic to shortcut.
Yeah.
Like I often,
There's
if
a
I
lot
have
of
to search for 2 times in the same deck, no reason to end on my opponent the deck 2 times.
Yeah, the shuffling does take a lot of time. And
Yeah.
it's
All right,
nice
untap
to,
and draw. Up to 5 lands in play for Jonas this turn. Maybe even more if he plays an Explorer or Dryad. Okay, that's the Explorer. Going up to maybe 6.
Oh, yeah, if you can hit the land drops. I mean, there are a ton of lands in this deck, so it
Yeah.
probably is going to hit the land drops.
Very many lands for sure.
But yeah, we'll see. And like Christian is not yet set up for the Scapeshift kill. Like he's going to be the 5 lands. Ring to Light doesn't quite get there yet.
Also, Christian isn't never going to be under 20. Like he's never gonna damage himself anymore.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He has the prismatic omen, so no need to fetch.
It looks like we might be lining up for a natural Valakut kill here. Jonas is still thinking about which land to play, but yeah, that is a 5th mountain.
Yeah, this is why it's so important to not go for a turn 1 forest.
So actually, next turn, if he has Wish and a 7th land, if the 7th land is a mountain, you deal the 3 damage.
That's
and then Scapeshift will deal the last 18.
That's true. As long as you have 6 mountain remaining, which you do since this deck plays 13 mountain. So that's going to be a total of 6 plus 6. So yeah.
Spot a remand in Christian's hand.
Alright. Remand,
So-
yeah, next to the Ren 6.
So he will be able to keep that up, and that will like at least save him a turn against the Scapeshift.
Yep.
Not much more though. Like it's even though like Wish says you have to play the card right away and it comes from your sideboard, it will just go back into your hand.
Alright.
Oh, Yorion added.
Yorion in hand.
Interesting.
No,
I think that makes a ton of sense because he's going to remand this turn, and he really wants to just like be able to draw a bunch of permanents next turn.
Yeah, look at that lightning bolt that I said not so good. Lava Spike.
No, it's so important to deal 3 damage to your opponent. It's like a
Okay.
combo piece. I mean, you already have the Valakut going, but it's nice to have more.
Okay, so now the plan for Jonas is I see a Titan in hand, and I think he's thinking whether to cast Titan or maybe as a Wish.
Maybe as a Wish, yeah. Like, which card is better? He's thinking about the Mystical Dispute that he saw earlier, which is not up right now, right? So that doesn't make any sense.
Yep. 6 mana.
Alright, so it seems like we are just going to jam the Titan here.
Yeah.
And there is a remand in response. No fetching, still careful of your life total. But Titan is back in hand.
Next turn Christian can win the game. Land, Bring to Light for Scape Shift.
Yeah, that's true.
With Prismatic Common in play, it would be game over.
And all Jonas has here is a draw in mind. It will deal 3 damage and make a dwarf. So that's a 1/1 red dwarf token. But yeah, I did not see a Bring to Light in Christian's hand though, but maybe he has drawn it. He has Dryad, Renaissance, he drew another remand? Yeah, and another Dryad. Okay, so his hand is not great, but he still has like time, right? Because he can remand again and maybe draw into something. Oh, and he also has the Yorion, of course.
Yeah, of course Yorion costs 5 mana, so you can't go Yorion and hold up remand. Pretty unlucky to miss a land drop with all this card draw.
That is actually true. I mean, he does have the Ren and 6, so he can that way he can get the
He
land.
can easily fetch at this point, it doesn't matter.
And that is probably what he's gonna have to do. But yeah, these Dryads are not doing anything, right? Like Prismatic Omen takes care of making your lands all basic land types, and you don't have extra lands to play.
Yeah, basically Prismatic Omen is the 5th copy of Dryad.
Yeah, and as we said, you can Wargate for it in some cases where you can't Wargate for Dryad, so it actually matters that you play 1 copy.
Chat is asking about a meta overview. I right now don't have those informations. Again, we are in a paper tournament, paper deck list, so that's gonna need work actually from
just a judge sifting through 200 handwritten deck lists.
So I don't know when is that happening, but
we can probably do it for day 2.
Yeah, in day 2 we're gonna have
like less than like 90-ish players in day 2. So
maybe me, Simon, or Andreas will do that.
Yeah.
For the viewers, but not for day 1. Okay, looks like I mean Titan is coming back, I'm assuming.
Yeah, or he might go for the Wish this turn if he has drawn it. But yeah, I would assume that he definitely has to cast something, right? Because Christian is working up towards.
Yeah, you don't play around anything.
So yep, there is just yet another remand. These are real important. Okay,
and another remand. I've seen another picture of remand.
Oof. Okay, so like right now, there's like 6 cards that Christian can draw. It's 4 Bring to Light and 2 Scapeshift, which will end the game.
Okay, here looks like there's a land drop. Just thinking about it.
Yeah, I think he's thinking about what to shoot as well. Maybe. Or exactly how to sequence your land.
I think he has a Sakura Tribe Elder land, which he, of course, can't cast. No, he has
but
a land.
if he fetches he can't fetch the 1 Cinderblade because it's already in play. So he would have to take 3 damage.
Well, doesn't he play
Stomping Ground?
1 Cinderblade?
Yeah, only 1 Cinderblade in this version.
I think I was playing 2 in my video. I remember I was playing 2 in my video.
Alright,
so that's one change that happened. I was only playing 1 forest.
He added the second forest.
So I think the only changes from the Mox winner list is the...
But I think that's also because the Mox winners, they just said that like if people are playing Blood Moon effects, we're going to lose anyway. So we're not trying to play around that. But in a real tournament, you can't necessarily do that. You have to actually play the second forest. So
with 4 Wish, searching for Claim or Flame Slash, I actually found myself beating Moon and Magus of the Moon very often in my video.
I love that you're so prepared for this match because of that one video you did.
I mean, I trophy, so I have all the knowledge in the world.
No, that's true. Okay, yeah. 5-0 over here.
If you 5-0 trophy, you're automatically an expert.
You're an expert. Nice. That means I'm an expert on monogreen devotion in Pioneer.
Wow.
From 2 days ago.
Congratulations on your 5-0.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm so proud of myself.
I only did one 5-0 in Pioneer that was with Winota. Then I noticed that something was wrong and wouldn't have been able to do it for a long time.
Alright, so, he's thinking about if he wants to use the Tribello to actually just take out the Ren right away. Which could make sense, right? Because maybe Christian is relying on the Ren to hit the land drop. I guess he doesn't actually need the land drop because it's the Prismatic Omen anyway.
That's true. That's true. That's a good play, actually, because Christian needs a land drop to go Yorion, hold up, remand, maybe.
But also, he really wants to make sure that when he plays the Titan next turn, if it resolves, it has to be lethal.
And it might not be, actually.
Yeah, like Titan is 6 damage on the board right now.
Yeah, it's not that much.
So he's actually deciding to pass here. And, I see what's going on here. The Arboreal Glacier can only block one of these 1/1s, so they'll both come through, put him to 12. Titan comes down, deals 6, sacrificing Sakura Tribal, deals 6. And the Renin 7 is at 1, so it would have to sacrifice itself to kill a 1/1.
I think it's, I don't know, too far deep in the game to plan these things. He has a full turn.
There's also the Yorion, I guess, coming down, right?
So, I don't know. We'll
but
see
these
about
are the sort of things you can think about, for sure. So he's just going into cycling mode. He drew another land. So Jaime just been drawing like 3 lands in a row here. Not necessarily what you want with your Ren in play.
So he decided not to go for Yorion and draw 2 cards. Preferred instead to cycle a Triumph to maybe draw something like Crumble to Dust or Amur Eagle. Amur Eagle naming Primeval Titan is pretty good here.
That would be very good, yeah. It would give Jonas like another redraw, and there's still this like natural Valakut game plan.
I think Jonas has 2 Titan in hand, from what I've seen.
Oh, so that would be 2 redraws.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least like Christian can play a Dryad here, and he will have like another blocker. But so he's like trying to think about if that's relevant enough, or if it's better to just like get back the land with Ren and then cycle it again, getting the maximum amount of redraws towards the Bring to Light.
Yeah, because your plan of attacking with the 2 1/1s might actually come to reality here.
Yeah. I mean, it's very relevant. That's why I'm here to point it out.
I don't know. Maybe it was just better to shoot face instead of Ren here.
That is also what I would think, yeah. Regardless, right? Because if you shoot face, you don't need to get into damage with the 1/1s.
You don't need to get...
And since you're not killing it anyway. But it might have also been a case of like Jonas like redeciding mid-plan that he actually didn't want to do it. That definitely happens.
Yeah. Sometimes you think about a plan and then you decide it's not right anymore.
Yeah.
But it's too late, so you find yourself in the middle.
Exactly.
It's never the place you want to be.
Yeah, no,
the middle of
being in
2
the middle
plans is never a right thing.
But I think he might have realized the fact that, oh, well, actually, like, yeah, maybe I can attack with these guys and...
Christian taking a long time right now to decide, but this is definitely the most important turn of the match, and you don't have another time to think.
It is like, another play he could make is just to minus the Ren on a 1/1 token and then get to cycle. Oh, he can't actually do that. He has to plus it to get the cycle land back. So he can't do everything. So if he gets back to cycling land and plans to cycle it now, he will die to the Titan on board.
Yeah.
So he knows he can't do that.
If I'm Jonas here, I immediately understand that Christian doesn't have a dispute, doesn't have a remand, and then my Titan will resolve.
Why would he play so slowly if that's...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah, as a Magic player, you have to think about those things for sure.
Mm-hmm.
On Magic Online, your opponent might have just gone to the bathroom.
Yeah, you can...
So you never know. But in paper...
Yeah, you can get a little reads out of, like, their body language and, like, the amount of time to take the decisions and so on. Like...
So here, I think Christian is playing around Jonas not having a mountain in end. But I don't think that's possible because you have Sakura Tribe Elder. So...
yeah, exactly. The Tribal is on the board.
Yeah,
so you have to play the Dryad now in order to survive the Titan you know what is coming.
Exactly. Because you don't want to... If you go...
Oh, he is just passing. So maybe he
might just be dead on board.
It sounds like he's dead on board. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like there's going to be an attack with 2 1/1s. Hooding Christian down to 12.
Yeah, exactly what you predicted. Exactly what you predicted. And I dismissed your plan as if it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen.
This is the only thing I do. It is planning combat a turn ahead. Even when I'm playing Valakut, you know, and I only have one monster to work with. So you get the Titan.
It's resolving because it's
Yeah,
spent way too long.
You don't need the land. You
Yeah,
get
this is over, and then the Sakura gets the last mountain. There's 5 mountains in the deck, so yep. Gonna get Valakut and Stomping Ground for 6 damage, and then the Sakura will clean it.
Yeah, that's what it definitely looks like here. You know, it's like, I can't believe it. Like, does this really work? Do I get to get it with my 2 1/1s and then kill you?
Yeah, Titanshift. Titanshift is advertised as the anti-4 color deck. Mm-hmm. Although the normal 4 color deck with, you know, Svenkoatl and Solitude. This 4 color deck the matchup is definitely way more layers than the other one.
I wonder why he's shuffling. Maybe he wants to go for an upkeep.
Last play of the game, just shuffle and make your opponent card.
Just make sure that it's right.
I mean, it's just maybe he wants to respond to a Catch Your Triumph cycle.
Mm-hmm.
What they teach you at school of Magic is that if you have a Lightning Bolt and your opponent is at 3 life, you don't have to cast the Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, you can wait. You can
wait.
But then, what if it passes? And then, like, oh, okay, well, there's, like, the sacrifice now. They just talked about it.
Yeah.
All right, so Jonas is having a real good weekend here. Like, he's 3-0 now, and, like, as I said, he made top 4 last weekend.
Yeah.
Our backup feature is Saturday.